Hello, this caricature is of Pablo Picasso, and that's the screen that I'm looking at as I'm drawing the thumbnails and then the painting. That's my reference pictures. But my first sketch, as you can see, I'm doing a small thumbnail sketch, and I wasn't sure how many I was going to do just until I get it right. And the first sketch that you see me doing is of him with I think it's like a coat he has on, and then he's wearing like a hat. It's basically like a side view. It might be a little bit of a quarter view, but the only thing that shows is his nose and one eye, and that's about it. So as you can see, I'm just kind of trying it out, and I just couldn't pull it off. I didn't like the way it turned out. I don't know. I just didn't like it. It covered a lot of the main features that I really wanted to exaggerate, which was his like his lips, not necessarily his lips, but that space between his lip and his nose. I got to figure out the name of those. I got to get used to saying the names of those features. But it's that area there. It's really long, and then his eye it did come out in that one. But I think that's why I didn't really want to do it, because those things weren't really showing up that well in that picture. And he doesn't really normally wear a hat, so I just figured that I just move on. But there I am. I am trying it out. It also allows me to like get used to the features and looking at them and studying them. I did watch a quick bio of him on YouTube. It was like a 10-minute like a biography about him and stuff. It was like a black and white one. It was fairly old, but I was able to watch that. So at this point, what you saw me do is I erased the hat, because I just thought, well, I'm going to take off the hat because he doesn't normally wear a hat, and he's a bald guy. I really wanted to show off the baldness, and with the hat, you just couldn't see that, so I erased the hat, and there I am exaggerating his ear, and I erased the eye. Just thought I'd draw it later. Sometimes I'll do that. If it's not coming out right, I'll just erase it and move on to the next one, the next feature, and then I'll just add it like later. Whatever area that I was having a problem with, I'll add it towards the end. That's what I'm doing there. And let me see. It just looked kind of creepy when he was wearing that coat. I don't know. Maybe it's just the way the photographer took it. But it just I don't know. It just really didn't look like him, I think. Ole, another artist on the group, the Facebook group, he pulled it off really well, and I thought he did a great job on it. He pulled it off really good. But I'm just sketching there with the little mechanical pencil, doing some shadows, and I'll be moving on to the next little thumbnail in just a little bit. And the next sketch you're gonna see me doing is gonna be from that reference picture that's on the video. It's with him holding his hand up to his forehead, like he's confused or something. I don't know the history of that photo or why he was doing that, but I just thought it looked cool, like he had a headache or something. But as you can see, I'm still trying to figure out how to do that, because I really wanted to do that one. Like the shadows were really cool, and I knew I wanted to do acrylic. I wanted to like paint it. The last one I painted was that one girl, Amy Lee, and that was it was just kind of done right after I left the conference. There was this conference I went to. It's the ICA Caricature Convention, and I was really inspired by all the artists there. And one was by the name of Joda Liao, and he's really popular and he's really good. He does like acrylic paintings and stuff. And we got to watch him for about 2 hours, just from start to finish, like a painting that he did. So he did it live, and we got to see all that. So I was really inspired to try the acrylics, and I've got a bunch of acrylics. I just hadn't touched them in a while, and so I just was really inspired. So I knew I wanted to do acrylic, so I was looking for a picture which had like really hard shadows and things like that. And so a lot of times the shadows can push your features forward, and they can do a lot of they can help with the exaggerations that you do. Because if you have like what I was going for was more of a realistic technique in finishing this, I kept the exaggerations. I tried to go as much as I could, and then with the technique, I tried to do it more of realistic so that the features looked natural as much as they could with all the crazy exaggeration. But I think I could have pushed this a little bit more. I probably could have eliminated a few features, um, but maybe like his chin, I could have brought it up to his like bottom lip or something. I could have done that. He has a wide chin. It's not very long, but his face is long, and the reason is, I think it's like his nose that does that. It makes his face kind of look kind of long. His jawbones aren't that long. They're kind of short, but they are kind of wide. But the elongated face comes from, I think, his nose. It's his nose that gives it that feel, and of course his forehead. He doesn't have much hair, so his forehead looks kind of long. So it makes his whole face look that way. But anyway, so here I am sketching out the another small thumbnail sketch from that reference picture, and he's looking towards, I guess, his left quarter view. I normally draw quarter views the other direction, so really wasn't comfortable, but I just went ahead and did it. And for some reason, when I flip the picture, like on my screen, every time I flip a picture now, it didn't always used to do that, but every time I flip a picture, like let's say I wanted to flip his picture the other way, he would have his other hand on his other side. I think you know what I mean. But if I flip the picture, it just doesn't feel right. Like it looks like a different person, or the picture looks like totally opposite. It looks different from the original. Like it just changes. I don't know why. So I kind of made a rule not to do that, not to flip pictures. Um, I just thought I would stop doing that. So I don't flip them anymore. I think I did a few in the past where I just felt comfortable him facing the other direction. I would flip it. I haven't tried doing that with profiles. I still like drawing profiles the other way, um, but here I am sketching it now. This is a canvas sheet. I think I said it in the past. I have like a really large, like 40-foot long canvas roll of paper. It's not paper, it's just canvas. It's a huge canvas rolled up, and I just kind of cut out sheets. I'm not stretching it or anything. I wish I could, but it's just sheets of canvas, and I just cut them. I measured them and I cut them. So I got a bunch already cut, and that's what I'm using. So I have this taped on my my desk here. I have it taped with some clear tape, and then I'm just sketching with a mechanical pencil. I forgot how messy it is. I really don't like it. I really don't like sketching on this canvas paper because my hand got real messy and it starts to smear all over the canvas, and it's not coarse, the paper. It's kind of smooth because it already has like a layer of paint on it. I don't know what it's called. Um, so it's not cloth. It's got some paint on it, so it's pretty smooth and glossy. Um, but anyways, it's really messy. So, but there I am. What I did is I sketched I sketched what I had on that small thumbnail, and then I did all my edits. I must have spent another maybe 30 minutes to an hour just editing it, doing all the little changes in the face and the features. And then I did a water splash. We saw Joda do that, and it helps keep the paints wet longer. They don't dry as fast when you have a layer of water underneath. And so that's what I did. I did a quick layer of water on top, and it wasn't just water. It was like a watered down acrylic paint. So I took a little bit of brown, I took a little bit of black, and I just kind of mixed it on my palette there. And then I just did a quick messy layer on top of all the pencil. I didn't have it too thick also because I wanted the pencil to stand out. I wanted to see where I was going to be painting. So I made sure to have just a real thin layer. It was almost like a watercolor layer of paint on top of the pencil. And the pencil didn't smear or anything. It just stayed there. So there I am. I'm doing all the major shadings and stuff. I had a more of a problem with this one than I did last week with that girl. I think it's because there was a bunch of surface. There was more stuff to paint. So I kind of got tired after a while. This took about 2 days, and the video recording said it took about 3.5 hours. I there were some parts where it didn't record, so I'd probably say 4 to 5 hours in the span of 2 days or so. And yeah, but I did have a little bit of a problem. I just I think with all painting, I think it just requires some patience. I think that you have to go through that stage where you want to quit as you're painting, and that happened a lot in this, and I think it happens to me all the time. So I'm gonna stop saying that. It just happens. Um, I have a problem. It looks messy. I wasn't sure where I was going, um, but eventually it started looking okay towards the end. I think that happens a lot when I'm painting. I really want to, I want to get to the highlights. That's the temptation, I guess. You want to get to the white highlights. You want to add all those little wrinkles and things like that. And you can't do that. You do that at the very beginning. It's just not going to look right. You have to put like all those foundational colors and stuff underneath it, so that way it looks good. So it looks natural. Um, so I just kind of kept that in mind as I was painting. I made sure not to get the titanium white. The what is it? I think that's what it is. It's the I made sure not to get the white out and add that directly onto the canvas. I always made sure to mix it with like the black and stuff to make it kind of gray. And I waited to the very end to add all the really bright white highlights and all the little wrinkles and stuff. You'll see me do in a little bit. Um, so this was kind of like the fun part, just adding all the little details towards the end. There I am I'm starting to add some of the little white pour details and stuff. I don't think I've ever done that. Maybe for like, maybe a little bit here and there, little sections, but this was like, I think the most detailed piece I've ever done, like in acrylic at least. I think I've done detailed pencil stuff, but not with acrylic. It's normally real simple and bold. Um, but I spent a lot of time on this with like the details and stuff, all the little wrinkles, and you'll see me do. I used like a ballpoint pen towards the end. You'll see, and that was kind of by accident. I wasn't sure what I was gonna do. I didn't have a thin enough brush. I didn't have a brush that was like that thin to make all the little details and wrinkles. So I just got a ballpoint pen and just started messing around with it. So if I made a mistake, I knew I could just cover over it. That's the beauty of acrylic. If you make a mistake, you can just paint right over it. And that's what I was hoping. If I was going to make a mistake, I'd just paint over it. Let me see. Oh, there goes the ballpoint pen. It's just a regular ballpoint, so I'm just using a little pen. And all those little wrinkles you see right underneath the eye, that's all ballpoint. I mean, I have the highlights underneath it and everything, all the grays that you saw me paint. But literally, I took the ballpoint pen and just went right over it. And I just kind of added all those wrinkles and all the little pores and dots everywhere. And it's just a regular ballpoint. And once I figured out that looked okay, I started messing around with the lips. And I was like, man, I'm going to start doing this everywhere. And I started just adding wrinkles everywhere. And then I got back to the white acrylic and added all the little highlights and stuff. And kind of tedious, kind of spent a long time doing all the little details, but it was fun. I was inspired by Joda, and he does like a lot of those details and stuff in his paintings. So I just wanted to I couldn't wait to kind of get back and give it a try. And I enjoyed it. So I think I'm going to be doing a lot more acrylic paintings. I hope to do them every week. I'm going to kind of put down the watercolors down a little bit. I might use them, but I'm going to try to do acrylic every week in the contest. I'm going to try to submit some acrylic works and stuff. And I really enjoyed it, so I hope to do some color ones later and do some more acrylic. Let me see. But that's it. I'm just kind of going back and doing some corrections and adding some highlights, and I think I'm going to go back and add some more stuff tonight that I just saw that might need some attention to. Anyways, here's the finished piece, and we'll see you next week.